I think it was an anonymous NFL scout, like either right before or right after the Peach Bowl, say it doesn't matter what Cam runs at the Combine.
Cam Skattebo opting out of the Senior Bowl, turning his attention and his focus to the 2025 NFL Combine, the NFL Draft, and of course, the Arizona State Pro Day as well. Do we feel like that is the right move for Cam Skattebo to not participate in the Senior Bowl?
I think it's fine.
That didn't answer my question.
What?
Is it the right move? Yes or no? You said it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's the right move.
Okay.
I don't think his stock could go any higher from going to the Senior Bowl. Is it a little disappointing? Sure. I think you would have liked to see him out there. But I think if I was his agent, I'd sit down and I'd go, you know what? The gain that you have from the Senior Bowl, while there might be some, you might help your draft stock. I think the real thing that is going to help or hurt Cam's draft stock, as far as is he going to go top of the second round, mid-second round, or is he going to go in like the fourth, somewhere in between? What do you test at the Combine?
Yeah.
Right? I think the Combine, which I kind of think is stupid, but I think the Combine is going to determine a lot about where within that frame
I'm such a non-believer in the NFL Combine.
I am too, but you know who is?
GMs and coaches.
So it doesn't matter if we believe it
But
or
not everybody's a big believer in it.
No, and I mean, you did see, I think it was an anonymous NFL scout, like either right before or right after the Peach Bowl, say it doesn't matter what Cam runs at the Combine. I slightly disagree.
I don't think it, I
think he's going to go. I think the floor is the fourth round. Floor is the fourth round.
Yeah, that's the basement.
And I think that's if he tests terribly. I think he's going to test better than people think.
I do too. I think he's going to run better than people think.
He's going to be a lot faster than people think he is.
Yeah, I agree. And again, there are a number of reasons why you opt out of the Senior Bowl. And like you said, I think I don't see his stock getting any higher by playing in the Senior Bowl by any means. I think you just have a risk of injury at that point. Like everything that you need to know about Cam Skattebo, you saw. Right, you saw this past season. You saw it against Big 12 teams. You saw it against SEC teams. You saw it in the playoff. You saw it in must-win games. You saw it in rivalry games. He did everything. He threw touchdowns. He caught touchdowns. He ran for touchdowns. He was playing special teams. He had a game where he went for over 260 yards on the ground. Like, this kid did it all for you. That's the real test.
Yes.
I don't need you running in super tight short shorts, running 50 yards or 40 yards to tell me how good of a football player. I don't need, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I see why you'd want to have certain measurables. I understand that. And again, height-wise, he's not going to measure where you probably want an NFL running back to go. He's not going to run the 40 the way you would love and dream for an NFL running back to go. But you turn on the tape and you tell me that every team doesn't get better by having a Cam Skattebo on their roster. It's BS. And I don't think he would boost his stock by going to the Senior Bowl. He can focus on the Pro Day. He can focus on the Combine, doing those little things, right? Like maybe shaving off like a tenth or two of a second on his 40 time.
But we saw him when he had time to work in between last season and this season.
Yeah.
He got smaller, he got faster, and he didn't lose anything else, right? So he has shown that he is willing to put the work in and change either his body or his, like, you know, his physicals.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm going to go from being a big bruising back who has some speed to, like, I'm going to focus on a little bit more speed. House of Heat Sports says Skattebo, I heard, is moving to fullback and getting drafted to the Niners. We did talk about, unfortunately, the Niners probably being a spot for him.
As a spot. A lot of landing spots for Cam Skattebo. I don't see him moving
fitting in really anywhere.
I don't see him moving to a fullback. I just think you'd have such a limited role. There's not enough teams in the NFL that run, you know, formations with a fullback. Like there are 3 consistently? The Ravens, Niners.
I could see him doing what some of a fullback does.
Yeah, but I don't do that.
I don't see him as a fullback. BC says I see Skattebo as a Ram.
I just don't.
Can we stop?
Don't though.
Can we stop? Can we stop with the Cam Skattebo in the NFC West?
I would say that's one of the teams that I would say don't fit him the most because they've already had, like, Kyron Williams is still there on his rookie deal. You just drafted Blake Corum last year. Like, there's no need for a third running back. There are too many holes on that roster. Cooper Kupp's gone in the offseason probably. Like, there are too many holes on that team.
But you need another good white player to step up for Cooper Kupp.
You don't need a third running back, though. I don't see it. There are a number of teams that could benefit because they have a need at running back. This is a really, really loaded draft outside of the quarterback position, at really every other position. So, again, I saw somebody in there that said if he runs a 4.55, he's going in the 4th round. Anything in the 4.4, he's going early 2nd. I don't think, again, something would have to come out for him to slip to the 4th round. I don't.
Sometimes
if
teams
he
are
runs
just stupid.
If he runs a 4.55 or a 4.6, I don't think it matters. I think he's going in the third round at the latest. People are going to want Cam Skattebo on their team. He could play special teams. He could run the ball. He could throw the ball. He could catch up. He could do everything that you want him to do. There are enough running back needy teams with the kind of evolution now of this running back position. I guess a renaissance of the running back position because of guys around the league.
Yeah, like I mean, obviously, like Saquon is the one.
And
who's
I'm not
leading
sitting
the
here
way.
saying he's a Saquon Barkley.
I am. No, I'm kidding.
We can clip that too. Let's just clip everything silly that Eric said today, and let's just put out a whole reel.
I don't think we can fit that long of a video on Twitter.
You have Twitter Blue?
Yeah, but
we can.
PHNX Sundevils
We can. Will in the chat saying Titans, Lions, and Saints are the best fits. I disagree. I disagree.
Lions, Lions, I see like personality wise, but like positionally.
Well, look, let's break those three down real quick. Saints potentially.
I don't want him going to the Saints.
Alvin Kamara is their only running back that I can think of at this time. I could see that happening. I don't see the Lions. They've got two running backs already that aren't going anywhere, and David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. That's not happening. The Titans, I could maybe understand it, but they're picking so high in the draft, right? They have the first overall pick. They're going to have the first
they
pick.
They weren't going to miss on a generational prospect.
They have
Cam Skattebo is a generational prospect.
The first pick in the second round, third round, fourth round, etc. Taking Cam Skattebo in the third round for the Titans would mean that you are pretty much investing a second round pick on him. They have enough holes on their roster to where I feel like they could go in a different direction in a draft like this. Maybe it's a situation where they trade back in that third round to go get Cam Skattebo. I just don't know if I see a team that early in that round. But again, I said it on Southwest Bias, it's going to come out. I feel like there are enough teams that can talk themselves into splurging on a running back in the third round or taking a flyer in the late second round where they're like, hey, we really love this guy, but we don't think he gets through the third round.
Yeah.
That maybe are like, hey, you know what? Cam Skattebo's our guy.
Erica says, Jesus, where do you want him, Ruby? Nowhere in the NFC West. I think the Chiefs I could live with because he would do well. He would do well, and he would compete for a Super Bowl.
Would he do well?
Absolutely.
What makes you think he would do well? What about the way Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco were used make you feel like?
I think they would check down.
When was the last Chiefs running back that did anything not named Jamal Charles?
I think they would actually use him in the passing game a lot. I think they would check down to him a lot.
But is that a success? Like, again, I mean, I guess you're competing for Super Bowls, whatever. But like in terms of usage of a running back, like. The running backs in Kansas City make me want to vomit. Like, they don't do anything.
Okay.
Isaiah Pacheco runs really hard. He's fun.
I'm sorry.
Get off me.
I'm sorry.
Get off.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you mad.
Okay.
I didn't mean to make you mad. Okay.
Kareem Hunt is boring to me. Like,
so give him an exciting back.
But they don't. You are missing what I'm saying. They don't utilize their running backs that way. They don't utilize them in like hey, we're going to run the ball with this guy 15, 20 times a game. You know why they don't need to? Because they have the second best quarterback of all time. Like, that's what you get when that offense. I would love to see him more in Buffalo than I would Kansas City.
I would like...
At least Buffalo's like, hey, we're going to run the ball and it doesn't matter.
I was just saying one team. I think Buffalo would be good.
You said the one team that I would hate to see him on the absolute most, and it doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, because you're a Chargers fan.
Yeah, but it just does. Again, it doesn't. Am I wrong here? You watch. You. Do you see Cam Skattebo on the Kansas City Chiefs being like, "Hey, this is a home run pick"?
No, he's a Saint. I'm calling it now.
He's a New Orleans Saint.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No, he wouldn't be on the Chiefs. Like
no.
The Chiefs, all the running backs, just they're very much like service backs, and I feel like Scat is a little bit better than that.
Yeah.
So I would upgrade.
Yeah, he's an upgrade, but he's not a Chiefs back.
I just don't see that. Yeah, I don't see him fitting in that style. But that's just me. I feel like if they're gonna go get a running back, they are the team that's like, hey, we love a guy like a. And I brought it up again on Southwest Bias, like a Devin Neal, like a smaller, more. I think Devin Neal's more of a gadget back in my mind in the NFL. Like, obviously in college he was a lead guy at Kansas, but I think he fits more that style. Like, Cam Skattebo belongs in the conversation in terms of like what the backs in this class can go be potential wise. Remove Ashton Genty from this conversation. Cam Skattebo, Trevor Etienne, Omarion Hampton, those three are all potential workhorses, I think, at this next level. I just don't see Kansas City investing a third round pick in a workhorse back because they don't need one. They haven't ever utilized a workhorse not named Jamal Charles.
I hear you, brother.
Sometimes Eric Ruby pisses me off beyond belief.